Go Big Red, everybody. It's this is the BugPod right here, and the Jumbo Jet John Linden couldn't make it. It's a holiday weekend, but we have someone new who's going to be on time to time. This is EJ. How you doing, EJ?
I am doing very well, thank you.
EJ is a custodial engineer as well, and not only is he a custodial engineer, but many people, not just me, but many unbiased sources say that he is the best custodial engineer in the cosmic universe currently now.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, it's not just from me, that's from multiple people, multiple schools. So your reputation precedes you, but it's really good. It's good to have you here. I feel like we got to talk about the game first. First of all, it was good to bring hardware home. They got a trophy, and it's a good-looking trophy. Then also, our last two wins, we're on a winning streak. Last year was a bowl game, national audience, high-profile game, neutral site. This was also high-profile game, neutral site in front of Taylor Swift and her fiance.
Whoop whoop.
So that's kind of cool, and our friend Patrick, and all of that. So I think that's a good win for a team that for the last, let's say, even 20 years, it seemed like, has forgotten how to win. Those are two high-profile games, and so that's what I'm positive about. But I think there are a lot of positives on this.
No, there definitely is a lot of positives, and you're right. There are definitely two big, high-profile wins. And this one, yes, even though it is neutral site, it really was almost like a home game for us.
It was, and that was, I tell you, Cincinnati, we paid them money to move it from Indianapolis to Arrowhead. They probably are regretting that right now, because I do think if that's not an Arrowhead, we have a shot of losing that game. There were two key series that the crowd made them jump off sides. It ended a drive. The crowd was instrumental in this win. It really was.
No, big time. And those were key penalties, and both of them, as a former offensive lineman, I hated them, but they were false starts. And as an old lineman, you've got to hold your position on that one.
So yeah, just the home field advantage was there. It was a Husker home game. I think it was good for the kids to see. Even though I'm a Broncos fan, the Chiefs are a great team. I will say that. I hope Pat Bolin doesn't come back from the dead and get me. Is he dead? I can't even remember.
I don't think so.
John Elway, he's definitely not in good health. John Elway's going to probably find me. Him and Peyton are going to sneak up on me now for saying that. But they have been a great team, and it's good for our athletes to see and interact with that. And it's good for the university. We get chances to do that.
Absolutely.
So special teams also was a huge strength.
You're absolutely right. Special teams was a huge strength. You know what? The Aussie from down under, I tell you what,
Archie.
He is my favorite punter right now.
And I got to meet him too.
I heard that on the last podcast. And you know what? Any punter that can drop it on a dime inside the 10.
And every one, it was either close to the 10 or inside. And he aims it. And because like I explained, Aussie rules football, you have to aim your punts through different goalposts.
That's right.
Like, honestly, we should exclusively recruit Australian punters from now on. Do just an Australia to Nebraska pipeline.
That works for me. I tell you what,
and other schools are doing it too.
They are. They absolutely are. They're recruiting former soccer players to be their place kickers, which works from time to time. But I tell you what, Aussie football rules, punters.
Yeah.
That works for me. And you know what? It works too because they also have to move. They can't just stay still. And now the game, or even at the pro level, you have to move. That punter has to move. You can't stay still anymore.
And he said he wasn't nervous at all. And like usually when we get someone new, especially someone from overseas, they're nervous the first few games. He walked out and punted better than, I hate to say, we've had some great punters, but I think he's already the best punter we've ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, that was extremely consistent, where every punt, I was like, I feel like an Iowa fan now. I'm like, what a beautiful punt. I totally feel like that. I was like, wow. So yeah, there's that. I got to move that, but we're going to keep that in the podcast. So we're on a new thing. I guess the Froggies had to acknowledge that he punted well. So thanks, Frogs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Frogs. And I'm from Puerto Rico, so I love the Frogs. Go Frog.
Is it Coqui and
That's right. Rico? You got it. It's the Coqui.
So yeah, so there's that. But so that was really good. The special teams were good, and then we kicked a a 52-yard field goal like it was nothing.
Oh, you gotta love
it. It
that.
was a kicker I'd never heard of too. I'm like, who?
Yeah.
52 yards, and I was like, the whole time, and then it went right through, and I'm like, I texted 5 people immediately, said, we can kick field goals. Oh my goodness, we can kick field goals. That looked easy.
Yeah, that looked like it had at least 2 or 3 football lengths from the pylon, so, from the upright. So I love it. I'll take it.
And honestly, the last few years, like all of Frost's tenure, some of Riley's tenure too, and Rule's first couple of years, when you can't kick a field goal, that makes your team tighten up. It makes the mistakes happen.
Yes.
We had a lead most of the game, and it was because of those field goals. Last year, we don't have that automatic field goal.
Nope.
We're like, ooh, I don't know if we can make that field goal, so we go for it. And it just makes us more nervous. And I just noticed as a whole, our team was less nervous.
Absolutely.
Because they didn't have to be.
Definitely took the pressure off the defense, I tell you what.
And so that's a good thing to have. And those are things that people aren't pointing out. It's been many, many years. It's been over a decade since we've had that. Offensive line, except for our $1 million lineman, Pritchett, who gets paid $1 million a year.
Yes.
That is verified. I have looked it up. It is verified.
Goodness.
Jumped off sides on the one.
Yes.
Overall, our offensive line seemed to give Raiola better coverage, better protection. He had 1 sack. He was sacked once, but I tell you, Cincinnati's defense had some legit defensive linemen. They had 2 that were all Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
They had the one guy that had a mob boss's nickname. What was his name again? Corleone.
Corleone, yeah.
Corleone, yeah. He's like, you talking to me? You want a piece of me?
I'm telling you, I'm thinking that's how he was talking to our offensive linemen. I think they held their own. You're right, but with a name like Corleone, you definitely want to watch your back.
And he seriously looked like the Walmart knockoff version of Sue.
Absolutely.
Because he was creating chaos, where when other people were making plays, it was because Corleone was doing that. But our offensive line was better. We got a decent push for Emmett Johnson. Raiola didn't do great, but he showed consistent poise and control. He almost had a bad pick 6, but keyword was almost. And then he had a key fumble at a bad time, but he got it and fell on it. And so he did his job. He looked more mature than last time. The receivers were as good as advertised.
Yes.
I think we talked about, I kind of want to call our receivers Barney and Friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Barney and Friends because of Ja'Cory Barney. Dane Key looked good.
He did.
Lyndon Meyer's a big tight end. We need to line him up at fullback in short yardage situations.
Absolutely.
He looked fantastic. And just put Harburg as quarterback in short yardage situations because you can tell we can't quarterback sneak Raiola.
No, we can't.
We're afraid of him being hurt. Raiola did run a couple times, but I can tell teams won't have to worry about Raiola taking off and running. So we need to do that. But yeah, the O-line, much better.
Absolutely.
And against that D-line, that's pretty good. Concerns, though, I already talked about our $1 million lineman jumping off sides. To be 1st and 1 and have to settle for a field goal is unacceptable.
Absolutely.
That's bad.
That is bad.
That's something people can be mad about, especially when you're paid $1 million. You should not jump off sides in that situation.
No, and you know what? For all those offensive linemen out there, that if you jump off sides, you're doing lap the next day at practice. That was just absolutely ridiculous. And at a key position, that could have been a touchdown easily with how Emmett was running the ball.
Yep.
That whole drive.
Oh yeah.
And the game could have been just called at that point because I think we would have had the momentum and we could have just kept on going.
And it's the first game, but we didn't use much of an eye. A couple times we were in an eye, but for the most part we were still in the shotgun in the red zone, and I don't like that on the goal line. The defensive line looked bad. I'm going to say that. But our backers in secondary are legit.
They are.
So we went from having a great defense to an above average defense. I still think we got it done. We held them to only 69 passing yards. They had a mobile quarterback, and teams are going to use that against us from now. But they'll figure something out once they put a spy on him at the end of the game. We finally stopped him.
Yeah.
Then there's the questionable call of the game. That rule goes for it on 4th and 2, which maybe that's because he's not used to having good special teams. And No Block, No Rock podcast talked about this, saying, well, what would Bo Pelini's Nebraska have done? You have a weapon, flip the field.
That's
they can
right.
go all the way. Their offense has done nothing. Just, that's okay. We have the lead. be comfortable with the lead. When we
right.
talk about the team getting used to winning, I think Rule needs to get used to winning and be like, hey, I have confidence. We have the lead. If they're going to get the score, they're going to work for it. Not we're going to take a risk and then give them a short field. The only thing is no block, no rock said, but Dylan Raiola is a 5-star quarterback. Rocco Spindler and Pritchett are both 5-star linemen, and Raiola is being paid over $1 million. I have heard 3 figures, and this one I have not verified. I've heard $1 million, I've heard $1.5 million, I've heard $3 million. Now I do know for sure Pritchett and Rocco Spindler are being paid $1 million each. You have 3 5-star guys being paid $1 million. You should be able to convert a 4th and 2.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why Rule probably went to it, and they brought up Raiola always is telling Rule, let's go for it. Sometimes, sorry, you're a sophomore.
That's right.
And, and I hate that people say we need to be more like Iowa because, Bo Pelini's Huskers did that first.
That's right.
We won a lot of close games on special teams, and we can do that. That's a questionable call. But the thing is, it didn't kill us. It really didn't kill us, so that's a good thing. My whole thing is this team looked like it was confident and calm. We didn't have very many explosive plays, but that was because Cincinnati has a veteran defensive line and a veteran offensive line. But they were running cover 3.
That's right.
They were watching the big play the whole game, and the way you beat a cover 3 is disciplined 5-yard dink and dunk passes and short runs. Our jet sweep was not working. We needed to just run up the middle.
That's right.
We either need to figure out the jet sweep or just not do it. But our dink and dunk game was solid. We were patient and surgical with it. Holgerson didn't dazzle people, but he was able to move the ball.
That's right.
And piece it apart. And then the best thing, you had the game-winning catch. You had the defense make a play, even though it was not a great defense because we lost the COVID seniors and Tony White. But an above-average defense. He makes a mistake, but then next play, he was a goldfish, like Ted Lasso, and wins the game.
That's right.
So, we didn't put Cincinnati away when we had opportunities. That stinks.
It does.
But this could have been a loss. Cincinnati, they were a 5-7 team, but they did beat a playoff qualifier last year in Arizona State.
That's right.
They're not slouches. They are a very Big Ten-esque team. They gave us a look, and it was high profile in game 1 when you're sloppy. I'm taking the dub and hoping we get better.
Absolutely. Take that W, 1-0, and we go from there.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You got anything else on that game before we look ahead to the Zips?
No. Offensive line, work on not going offsides, please.
Yes.
Or false starting. Defensive line, same thing. I saw a couple offsides that could have been called, but they didn't. So
we got lucky. So just discipline.
discipline.
Looking ahead at Akron, I got some notes on Akron really quick. Now, first of all, there's some memories I have with Akron. First of all, Scott Frost's first game was rain delayed, and I've always thought it was kind of gutless for them to not play the next day.
Oh, absolutely.
We arranged last-minute things to feed them and house them. They just took the money and run. They were scared. And the thing is, Akron would have had a shot against us. Scott Frost's first year, we weren't great.
Yep.
They beat Northwestern, a team that beat us in that same year. They did kind of a weak thing by running, and so that bugged me. And then 1997, I was on a Boy Scout football game trip. We got to see the 97 national championship team play Akron. I think the score was 56-14 ish. And that was the game where we had an Akron player power puke right in the middle of the field, and they had to stop the game to wipe the puke off of the AstroTurf. And that wasn't field turf, that was AstroTurf.
Oof.
It was carpet on concrete. And then you had Joel Makovic's big run where he carried all 11 Zips into the end zone, and I missed it. Because, I had a Husker triple option. I had a cheese runza. No, they don't have cheese runza. I had a runza. I had a piece of Valentino's hamburger pizza. And I had a red Husker dog. And I washed it down with the Diet Mountain Dew, And after a while, I realized, I need to declare my independence from those three things plus that beverage. So I went down all the steps because we were in North Stadium because we were Boy Scouts, Not working the game. We were just in our scout uniforms enjoying it. And so I had to make a deposit at the porcelain bank, And so while I was dropping a plopper in the hopper, all of a sudden it feels like there's an earthquake and it's super loud.
Oh, no.
I immediately, I wash my hands and then I run out, Suds and HuskerHolys. And I run out, I run back to my seat and I was like, you missed it. And then thankfully they showed it on replay and I was like, oh, wow.
Oh.
He carried all 11 and I think 2 people came from the sidelines and tried to tackle him. But he's carrying him in the end zone. And they're like, where were you? And I'm like, I was just making a chocolate brownie for one of my ex-girlfriends, But, poop jokes aside. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's all right.
But I was the big play of the game. I was going poopy. So, sorry, but that was happening. But anyhow, those are my 2 memories. But Akron, here's my thing. They're a MAC team, I believe, aren't they?
I believe so.
MAC teams are not slouches. They play Big Ten-esque. They're a good look.
Yes, they are.
And not as good of a look as Cincinnati, but I don't think it's going to be an automatic win. We should win, and they probably won't hang with us like Cincinnati, but we can't sleep on them.
No.
I would say if we play them closer than we think, I won't be surprised. But last season, they were 4-8, and they've had 7 straight losing seasons.
Okay.
But we've had a lot of losing seasons, too.
We have?
Yeah. Couple of those seasons, though, they had a 2-10 record. One season was 0-12. So we've never been that bad.
No.
They opened the season losing to Wyoming 10-0, and Wyoming is not coached by Craig Bull anymore, so they're not. I'm not as scared of Wyoming, although Wyoming has always given Nebraska a look when we play them. We should win. We are favored by Vegas by 35.5. I don't think we cover that spread, but I think we win by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go conservative. I'm glad I only predicted 8 wins. I don't think we're a playoff team. We could get lucky, but I think 8 wins is a very realistic goal, and that's improvement. I definitely think floor is 6 wins, but I think 8, possibly more, but I think 8 is my prediction.
Yeah, 8's a good solid number there.
But Akron, I think the goal of the team is, can we put the game away?
Yes.
Because it'll be like Cincinnati, but they won't be as competitive. But can we continue to play calm, mistake-free football? Mm-hmm. Maybe get a couple big plays.
That's right.
Open that playbook up just a little bit and put them away. Mm-hmm. That's, I think, the goal.
Yes.
And then next week they're playing Houston Christian, the following one, and they're wearing all reds. They're wearing red tops, red bottoms, according to a very reliable source.
Okay.
Which is okay. I'm all right with that.
That's all right.
But Houston Christian, I would say the goal for that, have the starters play one series and have the scrubs beat Houston Christian. Because Houston Christian is FCS and they're not a great FCS team.
No, they're not.
So that's a good opportunity. We need the Scrubblies to play.
Yes.
We've got no running back behind Emmett Johnson, and that would be a good game to get running backs practice.
Absolutely.
I just wish Ducky Dowdell would have stayed another year. We really could use him.
Absolutely. No, Ducky was definitely the yin to Emmett's yang there.
Yeah, and we're lacking a big guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe I need to reach out because I'm a big guy. Maybe I could be the running back, but I don't run so fast.
No, that's all right. I think.
But I am very big.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking,
we'll take a body.
Kool-Aid man running for the, but yeah.
Why not?
So who knows? Maybe they'll do that. So, but yeah, I think we can't complain. And then, did you see the volleyball girls?
I did not get a chance, but I did hear magic.
I was doing a home visit for the elderly, and they were watching the game, and they were really depressed before I came in. And I'm like, what's wrong? And they're like, we're watching the Husker game, but we're in trouble. We've lost 2 sets. And before I left, I said, well, see you later. Turn that game back on. And they're like, no. And I'm like, no, turn it on. I think they can come back.
Yes.
I think they are. And then when I heard they came back, I'm like, ooh, they made me look like I knew something.
That's
right.
They
made me look really good. So the old bus boom's doing a good job.
Yes.
So that's kind of what it is. I think we're going to get better every game. Mm-hmm. Volleyball is an unstoppable juggernaut, and that's great. I like that.
Yeah.
But I think football is learning how to win again, and that's fantabulous.
That's right. Now we got last game, our first game, we learned how to win a close game.
Yeah. It was like a Pelini win.
Absolutely.
It reminded me of a Pelini ball with a lot more passing, but
Absolutely. And then you're right, with Akron here, we just have to now learn
put
the game away. We get a lead and we just keep piling it on after that.
And then Houston Christian can the junior varsity win a game?
Absolutely.
And I would say the goal is to have the junior varsity play that game.
Absolutely.
And win it.
Definitely.
It'd be fun. Give people chances to play. And, hey, we're wearing all reds to give something interesting. Because
Absolutely.
I don't love it when you rest your starters, but this is a good one to rest the starters. Because we got Michigan coming up. And we got to get better on defense before Michigan. But I think offensively, 2 tune-up games are what we need. And I know Frosty back in the day said, we just need to string together some wins, and we're getting that chance. We have a bowl win. We've got this win. We have 2 games that should be automatic wins. That's 4 in a row, and we haven't had 4 wins in a row very often in these last few years.
No.
They said this was the first victory season opener against a Power 4 opponent since 2003.
You know, I believe that.
Good golly.
That is amazing.
So we're getting better. We're positive. People are freaking out. The sky is falling. Yeah, I think it's fair to say maybe not the playoffs, but anything is possible.
That's right.
This is game 1. We're getting better. And that's exciting. Although I'd love us to have an Indiana year where we're competitors immediately. I think we're building.
Yes.
Will's a builder, and we're in the right direction.
We are definitely in the right direction. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And everybody's just got to be patient. When it comes to sports, I'm the patient guy. Hear me out, fans. Be patient. We can't just dump him after 4 years. He's got to have time to build everything up.
Yep. But yeah, so you got anything else?
No, go Huskers. Let's get Akron on the ground there.
Yep, let's unzip the zips, baby.
That's right.
Unzip the zips. Throw the bones. See ya. Thanks again, EJ.
Hey, welcome.
Check, 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 check.